Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy AM coming to you with an unboxing video. Woo! Today's is Nintendo Classic, and I picked this bad boy up, so I'll be unboxing this video shortly. Stay tuned. Yo, we're back. So we had a lucky Yu-Gi-Oh mat to open up all of our cool tech that we pick up. Not usually tech, but just other stuff. But today we have the Nintendo Classic Edition. Woohoo! This was sold out when it first released. I couldn't pick one up. Everywhere it was gone in like a few seconds. Online, in the stores, everywhere. It was the hottest gift. And so they re-released it last month at the very end of June. And it went like hotcakes again, but I was able to get the re-release. So now I'm unboxing it for you, and I'm very excited about that. So we look at the front of the cover. What we have here is the front of the box. It says there's 30 games inside, which is sweet. We have Zelda, which is the classic, Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. Seems like it has all legit games in there. That's the side of the box right here. Just information about the thing. On the bottom we have some specs. The back of it we have more games if you're not like sold yet. It tells you all the games you got. You have Ninja Gaiden, which is sweet. The original Final Fantasy, never played that. Be cool. Mega Man 2, Super Mario 2, Super Mario Bros. 3. That game is the best. Punch Out used to be called Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but now they just call it Punch Out. And probably couldn't get a license from Mike Tyson. We have Castlevania. What else we have in this thing? Castlevania 2. We have Double Dragon 2, Dr. Mario, Psych Bike. Man, there's a ton of good games in here. Super C, which is Contra, sequel to the original Contra. Oh man, that's so great. So many dope stuff inside of there. I wish they had the some of the more RPGs that they release. That'd be pretty dope, but for the most part it seems like a really good deal. I kind of dig this. I always wanted to have all the old systems. I used to have a Nintendo when it first came out. Problem was that like all my cousins, their parents couldn't like afford video game systems, so I ended up giving it to them. And so that's kind of how it's always been, is like I could never like keep it as like a vintage thing. Everybody was like, oh, you don't play it anymore, can you give it to me? And I ended up having to give it to them. And so that's been in my life since I started owning video game consoles. Same thing with my Super Nintendo. My little cousin wanted it, so I gave it to him. It's kind of the ropes of being broke. Anyways, here's the top of the box. We have little classics on it, so you know that's in the series. In my other videos I showed you open up the Super Nintendo, which I believe only had like 15 games, so this is like twice as many games as the Super Nintendo, but this is great. We have the controller there in the front, and that's pretty much it. So we saw all sides of the box. Cool. So we're gonna open it up and see what's inside. This is like the best part of it, because as I open it up, you get to check it out. Oh, it was a pretty little neat touch. Now you're playing with power. That was kind of the slogan back in the day on the commercials. Pretty dope. I dig it. So let's just keep going. Man, my microphone is dropping every time. So let's do this. Get this thing right. Fix this microphone. Not my microphone, but my video camera. It just keeps dropping. So let's get this thing tightened up so we get the best viewing angle possible. Yes, we're back in business. Oh my gosh, this keeps falling down, 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 down. So that's the main box. We'll just push it to the side. So that's what we have here. And then this is what comes with it so far. So we have a little brochure. We'll just open this up and check out what's inside. Ooh. So we have here some warranty information. We don't look at this stuff. We are gamers. we know tech, so we'd never look at instructions. Alright, we have an old school poster. This poster's big. So we kind of have like the original advertisement. So if you want to put that up in your room, you can. Now you're playing with power since 1985. Woo, it's been around for a long time. I don't know if I'll keep this. It's not a poster that I like. Which is kind of nice is that they put the instructions on the back of the poster. That's pretty cool. The great thing about these classic editions is that they're HDMI connections. Back in the day, you used to have like, I think it's called the RF connection, where you like screw it onto the back of the TV, and it didn't look that great. It looked like crap. Okay, let's do this right here. Now we have the little console, and we'll pull it out. Now, if you ever own one of these things, this is pretty dope right now. It's really light. It's like crazy light. It like feels like it's only like a pound. But it's cool. Oh, the power button goes in. Oh, sweet. The reset works. The controllers plug in there. These used to open up and put cartridges into the system, and that's how you play it. Now it's done by a little USB plug in the back, HDMI out, and then you hook up to TV. Pretty sweet. I mean, it's so small. I bet you can even make it more smaller, but then I think they just wanted to make it like a decent size so you can showcase it in your living room or anywhere you're playing your games. Overall, the quality doesn't feel that great, but I mean, it plays games, and it's not meant to be like an old school vintage Nintendo, so those plastic on that felt really durable. Problem with that though is they would turn yellow over time. I don't know what, maybe the chemicals inside started dying. So the color of this is kind of a little bit that nostalgia color a little bit. It's a little bit not gray, but it's like in the camera you can't really tell because the light's on it. It's like white looking, but then to the eye it's like a kind of a dirty gray, and it's kind of how the Nintendo used to look. I used to play this like all the time. That's so cool. I love it. Wish it was a little bit more heavier, a little bit more durable. That would be pretty sweet. So let's just dig inside this box and just pull all the accessories and see what we got. So that's pretty much it. Dug through the whole thing, pulled everything out. What we have here is a little bag for the HDMI cord, which is cool. I like that. On the back has a little Nintendo logo. Nice little touch. Sweet. HDMI cord. Here we have the power adapter. It has USB, so you don't have to use the little brick that comes with it, but this is nice that it comes with a little power brick so you can hook it up to your devices. So let's just keep opening this stuff up. Yeah, it's bringing back a lot of memories for me. I mean, I always wanted to play Ice Climbers and Kid Icarus, but I never got those games. You know, back in the day, my parents didn't buy me all the games that I wanted, and then I usually had to like work really hard and save up money to get the games. And then I think like 30 bucks, maybe 50 bucks. I don't know. It was pretty expensive back in the day, so it seemed like I would work forever, and then I would finally get a game. My favorite Nintendo game is the Super Mario 3. I love that game so much. It had so much variety in the worlds, and then the little secrets like getting the warp flute and all that good stuff. It was like the best thing ever. I love it so much. So we have the controller here. Man, this thing feels crazy. I bet this is how it used to be, but now as an adult, this controller is like not even ergonomic. But man, I used to spend days and days playing this game. When I first got it, my uncles used to come over to the house, and they were in high school, and they would just play this like all day too. And it sucks because I wanted to play it, but they were all about it. So they kicked me off, and then they would play it all night. And that Nintendo would run like 24/7 and it never died. It just kept going and going and going. Sometimes the cartridges wouldn't read, but you would blow on it and then stick it into the opening. But I heard later that doesn't work and it actually ruins your games. But back in the day we thought it worked. So there's a lot of nostalgia that's coming out right now. I had a friend who made their own well, it's not their own controller, because you know how small this thing was, and so like for an adult to play this game, it would be kind of weird. Even now that I'm an adult, it's kind of weird to like use this. When you're a little kid, it's like easy to use, but when you're an adult, it just feels really tiny. And so my friend, their dad would had a wood block, a bigger block, and then they would cut out a hole for the controller so they would fit into the block, and then they had the cord out. And I used to think it was kind of weird that he'd play the game like that, and I never realized why he did that. But now I figured out it's because the controller is so small, he wanted to have more room and like be able to like grip the controller a little bit better, so he made his own like block. And he was like probably thinking years and years ahead of everybody else, because he was already thinking about the ergonomics of the thing. So that little block just fit right inside into it was a wood block, and it just fit right inside. And then if the kid wanted to play it, he'd just pull it out and play like this. But then when the dad wanted to play it, he would slide it into the wood block, and then it'd just like be a little bit beefier in his hands. And I thought that was weird, because like, why would you do that? But then I realized now that like when you have big mitts like me, you need a lot more ample space. That's so cool though. And it's weird because like I haven't thought about that in like a million years, but that's weird that like that kid dad did that, and that's kind of smart. So this plugs in. This wasn't like the original connector. This is kind of like a new version of that. Looks like I might have to get another controller, which kind of sucks, but oh well. I'll just pick one up so you can play 2 players. I don't know if there's a lot of 2-player games. I know Mario is 2 players. I think that's about like it. Everything else is like single player, and then or you take turns. But might as well get 2 controllers. So right there is the unboxing of the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic. I totally dig it. It's bringing me back a lot of memories. I'm going to be playing a lot of these games, just going through it. I remember they used to be really hard, and you would spend like hours and hours trying to master those things. I played Metroid. I played Super Mario. I played some Donkey Kong, but that was kind of before my time. Not that much of Pac-Man, but I played Zelda. I beat that. And there's a section in Zelda which is kind of jacked up. It's like one of the last caves where you have to like memorize how do you go into like these doors, because if you don't, then it takes you back to the beginning, I believe. And it was like so jacked up because nobody told you that, so then you just have to figure it out yourself. And then you have to like get a pen and paper, and then you used to like write what door worked, and then you just do trial and error. And then you would die, and you had to go do the whole game again just to get to that point. And then you finally like go into there and you beat the boss, and then you win, and it was like this amazing thing. But it used to be stinking hard because there was like no saves or anything like that. You just had to like play from the beginning to the end. And I think this thing has like saves built into it, so you can just save it onto like their little ROMs and stuff like that, which is cool. Makes it a lot easier, but it wasn't like how it was back in the day. So this is the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition. If you like the unboxing, please hit that like button. If you agree with me or like the stories I told, just hit it up in the comments. Let me know I'm doing a good job, I'm doing a bad job. You want to know if it's worth the purchase? I think it is. Ask me and I'll let you know. If you want to see more of these cool videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This is it. Peace.